Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special edition of Tanoa Talk number 9. Today, I want to talk about something that comes up quite a bit in conversations about Kava, especially with people who aren't familiar with Kava or are just trying to start drinking Kava for whatever reason. And that is the side effects of Kava. This is going to be a very brief video, but I wanted to outline some of the things that commonly happen, some side effects that commonly happen to people who drink Kava. One of the most well-known and well-established side effects of Kava is dermopathy, and that is an effect on the skin that occurs when people drink Kava over a period of time. Some places you'll read that dermopathy happens to 100% of Kava drinkers. That is absolutely not true. I have gone through periods where I've consumed, more than 10 shells of Kava a day for 2 or 3 months at a time, and I have never in my life had one incidence of dermopathy. Dried skin can occur for any number of reasons. It's not always Kava that's causing it. If you get a rash, like when I bought my watch and I wore a watch for the first time in years, it took some time for my pores to adjust to having a watch on, and I got a little bit of a rash, and that led to some dry, itchy skin afterwards. But it wasn't dermopathy. However, that being said, most people do experience dermopathy. Almost every other Kava drinker that I know has had some kind of dermopathy from Kava. I just happen to have not had that. Now, a second side effect of Kava that I want to talk about is related somewhat to dermopathy, and I have had this, and that is a itchiness or dryness around the eyes, and a feeling like you can feel your eyes moving in the socket. I mean, I know that sounds kind of extreme, and it is extreme when you say it that way, or it sounds extreme when you say it that way. But it's kind of like a form of dry eyes, where it takes a little bit of effort to move your eyes around. I've had that happen to me during long periods of Kava drinking. So those are some of the long-term effects. Those are some of the chronic effects, the acute effects, side effects of drinking Kava as a normal user. One more, and this is a little bit controversial because I haven't read about it in many places, and this is coming from me, coming from personal experience. When you drink Kava a lot, let's say for like a month and a half straight, every day, and the Kava lactones really build up in your system. I mean, really build up. I'm talking about you're getting crunked once a day. There can be a little bit of mental lag that Kava produces. I first started noticing this when I was in graduate school. I had a lot of projects, I had a thesis, a dissertation I had to write, and I was drinking a lot of Kava because it did help me with my creative process. But I noticed that I kind of hit a breaking point. There was a kind of a pivotal moment when the cost benefit, diminishing returns started appearing, and I was drinking the Kava, but I wasn't really getting that creative. And even when I would stop for a day or two, I was still a little bit just kind of sticky thoughts. Mental processes didn't seem to be happening very efficiently. So I simply, pulled back on my intake of Kava. I feel like after 5 or 6 days, I started gaining that mental clarity back. To me, it's a real big downside of Kava, personally, because I'm in a job currently, and obviously when I was in graduate school, I was in a position where I need to always be kind of mentally alert. Once I wake up in the morning and I've had my cup of coffee, and I sit down to do work, to write, to put together spreadsheets, to do analysis. Sometimes go to the field in other countries and visit projects that I'm working on. I really can't have my my brain cluttered up with kava lactones, residual kava lactones from, even a few days before. So that is one side effect of kava that I have never been a fan of, and I do believe that it is caused by kava because I otherwise don't experience that. Okay, so moving on to some of the short-term side effects of kava that you're going to want to look out for, and that I believe are really good to know about before you squeeze up a bowl of kava and start drinking it. If you're getting crunked and you're on your 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th shell of kava, you're going to start noticing some effects in your eyes. These effects are like your eyes darting around, like kind of like a shaking in the eyes. It's because of the optical nerve in your eye becoming too relaxed, and your eyes are less able to swiftly move and respond to your transmissions from your brain to move your eyes to the left, move your eyes to the right, up, down. So you start getting this kind of shakiness. You might notice that it's hard to focus on things, and they get that kind of double vision effect, and that can be very, very disorienting. Often leads people to become sick. This isn't a Noble or 2-day issue. This is a kava issue. Okay, it might happen sooner with a 2-day because 2-day has a higher concentration of kava lactones usually. But yeah, so that the eye issue is one immediate short-term side effect that you get from drinking kava. Another short-term immediate side effect is dehydration, and this is just inevitable. Like this is a human response to drinking kava. It's a diuretic. You got to really drink a lot of water with your kava, which is really not what you want to do from a intuitive perspective, because the more water you drink, the more difficult it becomes to drink more kava. Excuse me, and you get that full feeling, and that full feeling can sometimes be associated with feeling sick or bloated. But you really do want to keep drinking that water while you're drinking kava. I try to drink as much water as kava, which when you start looking at the amount of kava I'm drinking in a session, can end up being a couple liters or a liter. If not 2 times as much water as you drink kava. That's kind of my general rule of thumb, is to at least drink as much water as I am drinking kava, if not twice as much water, or somewhere in between. Those are all of the side effects that I can think of off the top of my head. I just wanted to put this out there in a Tanoa Talk, neuf, I believe, 9. Yeah, 8, neuf in Francais. Anyways, so I wanted to get that out there as a topic. I'm going to put it in block letters on the bottom of the screen, which you already know because you're watching that. I thought it would be a good topic, something good to put up there on the site, so that people know, some of the side effects they might get from kava. No, your liver is fine. There have been no studies that have, no good studies that have shown that kava of any type damages your liver, 2-day or Noble. Those liver irritants that are in kava are in such low concentrations that they are not going to cause any problems for your liver. Having a bottle of beer is worse for you than having 10 shells of kava. So don't worry about your liver. So those are some of the common side effects I wanted to talk about, and that's about it. Send me some comments below. Talk about some other side effects you might have noticed from drinking kava, and catch you next time. Bula to the hula. Kavasseur out.